If you're trying to scale your content creation in 2025, then you've probably heard about AI cloning tools. But with so many options out there like HeyGen, Synthesia, and Tavus, how do you know which one is the best for you? I've spent over $6,000 testing all of these tools in the past 6 months. And in this video, I'm going to give you my honest, no BS comparison so you can figure out which of these tools is best for you. I'm going to be comparing these tools in 5 key areas: video quality, ease of use, customization options, pricing, and finally, content creation speed. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a couple real life examples that I use for me and my clients so you know what tools could be applied for which use cases. All right, let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to be comparing 3 main tools: HeyGen, Synthesia, and Tavus. The reason that I picked these 3 tools is because I've personally used them, invest in them, and actually apply them to my use case or for my clients. To first start out, I want to break down the video quality. For HeyGen, it's pretty much nearly indistinguishable from real life footage. I've also added a hyper-realistic option to HeyGen recently, where a lot of the clones are even more accurate than before. So if you've already made a clone on HeyGen, you're going to see a hyper-realistic icon that shows up, and that indicates that your clone can actually be of even higher quality than it was before. Now, Synthesia, it's pretty good, but I really think the expressions is where Synthesia lacks a bit. It has pretty solid native audio compared to HeyGen, but in terms of expressions and visual, it's really lacking in that sense. In terms of Tavus, it's quite decent quality. I really like the expressions and hand movements that Tavus uses for its clone, and it's honestly starting to get even more accurate, but it really struggles with longer videos where you're trying to have continuous motion that is not supposed to be masked. And so I would say HeyGen, I think, is at the top of video quality for sure in terms of how realistic the avatars are and the quality of the video. Synthesia is pretty good in terms of general quality, but like I said, a bit of robotic in terms of the expressions. And then Tavus, honestly, I really like in terms of the expressions and movements, right, in the hands. But in terms of actual longer quality, it's a little bit off. Now, in terms of ease of use, I think they're honestly all pretty easy to use, but there's a small difference in the use case and application of onboarding and getting used to the platform. In terms of HeyGen, I really think it's the most intuitive platform. It's quick rendering. It's very simple to understand and navigate, along with the onboarding bars that walk through everything. Synthesia, it has a bit of a steeper learning curve, a bit more complex interface, but it's honestly online with HeyGen, just a bit more complex. And then Tavus, it's very, very simple interface, but it has super limited customization. Whereas HeyGen, you can start adding multiple avatars and features. Tavus is very much an API interface where you're not really using it as a platform as is. It's more so taking the API, which is a core feature of Tavus, and then building a simple standalone that can be interfaced. So Tavus is really the least customizable. Synthesia is the most complex, and HeyGen is really intuitive with quick rendering. So really depends on your use case, but HeyGen's definitely up there in what we use. So Tavus, I love it, but I think the main goal is really being able to use the APIs, which is not in the interface itself, nor is it easy to actually leverage APIs unless you have technical knowledge. Now, going into customization, I think all of them are really, really great with customization. HeyGen has multiple languages, voices, backgrounds, and gesture movement based on the avatars that you use. Synthesia is pretty solid in terms of solid voice options. I think background-wise and avatar changing, it's a bit limited. And then Tavus, it has the lowest amount of customization, very much like an API call. You post something, you put in the text, it generates the output. But like I mentioned, if you're looking to apply it to better use cases, Tavus has a great API feature. Whereas HeyGen, it's a bit limited in terms of a lot of the HeyGen API onboarding or clone setup needs to happen within the platform, whereas Tavus is a lot better where you can actually generate clones and create content using the API. And then Synthesia is kind of in that little bit of middle ground in between both. So now going into the pricing breakdown, HeyGen is at $24 per month with the API access for the starter creator plan, and then at $69 per month for the professional business plan. HeyGen actually does have an agency enterprise plan, which they recently released. We use that because we are an agency that's working with several clients. We create AI clone content for them and manage and automate their personal brand growth and generate leads from their Instagram. So we definitely value having that agency option available for the enterprise plan, which is at $1,000 per month. So for us, $1,000 a month is definitely a high value investment. Whereas if you're not really trying to do this at an agency level or more so for a personal case, I would suggest doing the starter. And then if you're looking to scale, go into the professional. Now, Synthesia, $18 a month. There's not really any API access unless you're an enterprise. And for professional, it's at around $64 per month. Tavus, it's at $59 a month, but it's a lot of extra money for the API access. So I would suggest be very mindful when you're using Tavus because that API charge is going to add up. If you create a new clone, you're going to get charged for it. If you create like a new avatar, right, you'll get charged. If you generate videos after certain durations of time limits, you'll get charged for it. And so it's very important that the base price is still pretty steep, but you want to make sure that you know when you start using the API and the platform, you're going to get charged a lot on top. And if you're looking for a higher tier plan like the professional or business plan, it's going to be $397 per month. Now, in terms of content creation speed, they're honestly all pretty much the same. I would say this is a bit inaccurate, right, in terms of like the average speed. Just something we've noticed in terms of the length of content and the quality it takes, right? So when I say content creation speed, I don't necessarily mean how long does it take to render the videos itself. I mean, how long does it take for us to generate the video, be satisfied with it, regenerate it, and have to come up with it until we're satisfied, right? All of them are generating the AI clone videos at around the same speed of like 1 to 3 minutes. But in terms of the actual execution and using the platform and going from idea to script to execution, it's this number, right? So for HeyGen, we noticed it's around 5 to 10 minutes per video with the fastest rendering time on average. It's really because the expressions are a lot more realistic, so we have to regenerate less often. Synthesia, I think because it lacks the expressions and the dynamic style, it takes a bit more time for us where we generate it, we're not satisfied, we have to tweak a script or tweak something around, regenerate, and then after 3 to 4 tries, that's when we come up with an output that we like. Tavus, it's around 10 to 15 minutes per video, and if you're using the API, you're going to get rate limited, which means there's only a certain amount of times you can call the Tavus API to generate videos. So I would say it's around 10 to 15 minutes. Sometimes when we don't like the output, we have to regenerate. But for the most part, it's pretty good, except when the video gets longer. Now, in terms of real world application, there's only 3 main applications that we personally have built for clients or for ourselves. Now, in terms of education, this is an example that we actually built for a client where we used Tavus AI to create an entire online course for our client without requiring him to record any videos. So all they had to do is input a Google form. After they inputted the Google form with the video, the slide information, and the curriculum they wanted to discuss in that content, it would then go to Tavus, generate the AI clone of my client talking in the corner, develop the slides, and then use the tool called Creatomate to put everything together and generate a final edited video that can be used as course curriculum. So it's pretty cool stuff that we built, and he was pretty much able to build a 1 to 2 hour course without recording a single piece of content. So that was an amazing use case there. Customer service, FAQ videos, that's something we do a lot. So anytime our clients have any issues or problems, we like to create customer service videos using my avatar that directly display to the client using my voice and using my avatar. So it's more personalized, but doesn't take a lot of time out of my day. So that's another use case there. And then marketing, obviously you see what we do. You've seen our offer. You've seen the work we put. Our social media content, it's completely automated with AI, right? I post 3 times a day on Instagram and I don't record a single piece of content using this system, and that's on HeyGen. So what is the best tool? I would say HeyGen is definitely number one. It's the best overall value. It's the best use case, speed, intuitive UI, and highest quality clone. Now, coming in at second place is Tavus. I think it's very good because it has such a diverse use case because their API is incredible, right? So you can use this to create cool stuff like the coaching curriculum content generator that we built for our client or anything else that you want and think of. You can even use it to create talking head videos yourself. but it's a bit limited in terms of the dynamics and customizability of the video. So I'd put that at number 2. Then number 3 is Synthesia. I think it's a good alternative, but it definitely has a long way to go to match these other 2 tools in terms of overall value. So I would go for HeyGen at the end of the day. So like I said, HeyGen is definitely the number 1 AI cloning tool out there to automate and scale your content creation. You can have the best AI cloning tool in the world, but if you don't have the right strategy and funnel to drive the audience and drive these viewers from your content into your inbox and into your sales calls, none of it matters. So if you're a serious entrepreneur that's making over 10K per month with their agency or coaching business, and you're looking to use these AI tools to automate your content creation process, but you don't have that strategy or funnel in place to actually generate leads, I'd love to offer you a free consultation call by clicking the link below to book a time with me. In this call, I'm pretty much going to get to know more about what's going on, learn more about your offer, and see if I can set up my systems in your business so you can start generating a guaranteed consistent flow of leads from your entirely automated personal brand. So if you're actually serious about growing your personal brand and generating leads from it consistently without recording a single piece of content, make sure you schedule the consultation with me below so I can see if I can actually help you. But other than that, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment below what you want to see next so I can provide you value that you actually need. And as always, take care.